Hey guys, Mr. Light is here with Broken Sword. So, yeah, the goons have no idea what we just did, because they're not really realizing we had taken the manuscript and thrown it out the window. So they couldn't get it because they had no idea where it was. It was back here. What idiots. And we automatically pick it up.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed.
Thank you.
I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Oh well, I guess that's our next objective then. Let's go. Oh, Flip, we're right back here again. Now get ready for a lot of explaining.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Well, you'll see. It's something rather unusual.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-Boo.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Jeez, then, what the heck? That's kind of scary.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
Oh, Flip, it's the Templars.
Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Here we go.
This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim army. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Hope you guys heard all that, because I didn't make out a word of it. It was so quiet.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years.
Ah.
Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
Right then.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Let's examine it. Let's see what we can find.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old
fit
fossil who gets
him.
horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Okay, let's examine these.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
Okay.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Okay.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
Okay, good point.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Right, so that's all the hints we're going to get right now.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
So, yes, we now need to go to the museum. We're going to go look for Andre, who, might I also add, is my least favorite character in the entire game. No, I'll rephrase that. In the entire series. I really don't like this guy. Alright, let's go. Come on, George, you gotta go to the museum. It's gonna take a little while, but we'll get there. And we're off to the museum. Right, there it is. The Kroon Museum. That's where we want to be. Go figure. Pardon me. In we go, George. Time to go find Andre. If he's here, that is. Funny feeling we may encounter a problem. Doesn't he always, though? He always has problems, this George guy. I mean, for heaven's sake, he was almost killed, and that's what brought all this upon him. Right. This bloke. Let's see if we get some answers.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No, I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
I knew it. I thought he wouldn't show up.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Wow.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobino.
Okay, fair
Thanks
enough.
for your help.
Now, what you want to do now, Let's examine this.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Right, that is the hint we need. Wait, hang on. No, go here a sec. I think I'm going to talk to this guy again, haven't I?
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Okay, this is really weird.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever it was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
Wow, that's one heck of a
It
thing
strikes
there.
me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah, it doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it.
Oh.
The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At
Well,
your age? Dream on.
sorry.
Thanks for your help.
Well, that was a little awkward. That guy's a bit of a nutcase half the time. But now we move on. And yes, everything you said about the tripod was a lie.
The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
Yes. That's the next part of the game. One of the parts that I admit is a little irritating. We literally have to go to Ireland. Oh dearie me. So we need to go to the airport. And in a moment now. Travel to Loch Marn. And another anime cutscene. And here we are in Loch Marn. Oh boy, here we are.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarne. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for this video. See you guys next time for Ireland. See you guys then.